What's up, SMR people? We're coming to you with a new MOTOCAST, this time from USAir Raceway in Shawno, Wisconsin, for the 11th annual Lightning on the Wolf event. This is also SMEC's round 4, and a couple of us that have done the AMA series actually made it out to the SMEC round. We got a special guest of Timmy V.
What up?
And Bad Brady Towson.
Yo, how's it going?
What's up, boys? And then, as usual, we got our co-host, Simpy Sam.
What's up?
And then the genius behind all the videos and the creative ideas for this stuff, Johnny Bang.
What up?
So yeah, guys, Shawno, me and Timmy were actually at the first annual Lightning on the Wolf.
Oh, that's sick. What year was that?
2012? Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty tight.
Brady, how many of these have you done?
This will be my 3rd year in Shawno.
Heck yeah. Yeah, this has got to be one of my favorite tracks.
The dirt never disappoints for sure.
Yeah,
there was one year it disappointed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
it always
2020.
looks like it's going to disappoint, but then the 2 years I've been there, it has turned into like the most perfect dirt section ever.
Oh yeah, yeah. This year we got to have a huge thanks to Steve Ingram and Shane Narbonne for all the work they did to get that thing together. Those guys and a couple other, I think JC and Sam helped them too.
Shane Narbonne.
Yeah, and if you guys hear us refer to Shane as Shitty Shane, it's not because he's shitty, it's because he's really good, and it's like a endearing remark.
Same with sketchballs.
All right, so we got Moto 1, and for that we had Shane, myself, Ty,
Fitzler?
That was
Yeah,
Pfizer.
Fitzer.
Well, I don't think.
I'm pulling the
He got
Timmy
really
V.
fast over the year.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I remember you were there in 2020, weren't you, Brady? Or no?
Yeah. No, I was.
He was kind of like a more of a goony dude then, and then we came back 2 years later and he's fast, and then this year he was like, whoa, fast. It'll be interesting to see how he is.
For the first moto.
I like Timmy V's body position for the start.
They did Rose
Can't
at 3.
make me.
Yeah, it's a little skinnier, but yeah, it is weird how they did Rose 3.
Brady with a nice launch.
And I just get split. I'm like, I don't want it.
I had to choose between murdering Timmy or giving up the line, and I chose the latter.
And then it screwed you in the long run.
Yeah, I should have just killed him.
Dude,
Yeah,
Shane was
inside.
diving on Ty these first few corners.
Yeah, I was trying to keep up with Butters.
I was trying to keep up with you.
Oh, Simp and Sam just letting people by.
Up the inside.
That's
Oh,
bro.
almost
Oh.
fall.
What happened there, bud?
Probably stalled.
And you can just see Timmy's
My
shadow.
shadow.
I wasn't ready to go that fast in the dirt yet.
Timmy, are you scared of landings? Is that why you don't touch them?
They're worthless. That's why you got suspension.
Yeah, this first day, Saturday, the dirt was a little dustier, but it come around huge compared to Friday.
That car got so loose, dude. 180 left. Well, I hated that part.
With you behind him, you pushed him so much, you guys just left up.
Yeah, I was trying to hold on. The funny thing was after this, because Buff Daddy didn't run 450 this week and he just ran lights and stayed away from us. But he was like, if I see you give away a whole shot again, I'm shaving your mullet off. I was like, not the
Yeah,
mullet.
he tried to cover up your Jesus stickers.
Yeah, you can't cover up JC.
And that there's the best corner of the whole track.
Oh, I love that corner.
Brady almost murdered me.
Yeah, I almost killed Timmy there.
Nice.
That scream in that video was for a reason.
So Brady, how many years has it been that you've been in the 450s now?
I think this would be only 4th year. I haven't been on the 450 that long. Maybe 5.
Yeah, I feel like you've always kind of ridden it in and out.
Yeah, I did a
Some,
little bit on the Cowie, but I never really like fully committed to it until like, I don't know, yeah, a few years ago.
Was that on your Cowie 250 and you would just ride up?
No, a little bit. Like back in when I first started the series, I was on the doing both, but it was a little too much. So then we had 2 Cowies for a little while, but I never really liked the 450.
Brady, do you have a 250 championship?
I do not know. I have a bunch of seconds.
You have
Damn, Ponye.
No, it's good.
You let that whole Bakersfield
I think
keep you down, man.
Yeah, Nikki freaking was ripping one year.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Juicy
Can't forget
Jet was ripping one year. You came back and kicked our ass in Sturgis.
That second lap, the top 3 of us ran our fastest laps of the race that second lap. Shane was the only rider to do a 147 this moto, though.
Jeez.
I think by the end of the weekend we got down to that, Brady.
I had a rough go at it this moto.
You were trying to hunt down Super Carl, huh?
Yeah. Which,
Yeah.
he had such
Super
a good
Carl.
pace on the asphalt, but I had quite a bit of speed on him in the dirt. It was just hard to pass him.
That's what you gotta love about real Supermoto, though, is because you got these guys that are really good on the asphalt, and then you get in the dirt, and you're like, all right, dude, let's go.
Like, you'll
That
probably
little
see
rut,
me close the
the
whole
little
gap in
rut
this.
coming out of that first dirt corner was so gnarly. Because you'd fall off the top of the berm and smack that rut, and that's how Sketchballs broke his collarbone.
Yeah, no, they could totally grab your rear and put you into a swap as you hit those rollers.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did too.
Oh, poor Sketty.
At least it was just a collarbone now.
Simp and Samp on board the old RSR bike. Brady actually rode that bike without my consent, mind you, in Florida one time and said it was his favorite bike ever.
I think it's
It is my favorite bike.
I just don't have a ton of time on it still. I mean, this weekend helped a lot, but oh my gosh, going from the 250 that thing, oof.
Oh, I love that corner. Thanks for getting that, Johnny, because I kept forgetting to put that GoPro on.
That's
Yeah.
a cool angle of it. I like everybody's slides.
Dudes, we're running around like madmen on race day trying to make sure we grab all this stuff and fit it between classes. And me and Ryan would talk before going out. All right, we're going to turn on the GoPros. And I'd hit the track, mine go blank. I'm just thinking about racing.
Making sure your tires are warm.
But not the tires being warm.
You
Running
even
around.
forgot to give me a GoPro.
Yeah, after Johnny's generator ran out of fuel and he had cold tires, I think I ran into Brady and was like, hey, will you go by my pit and make sure me and Simpy's tires are on?
Well, he's on. You're on him now.
No, I think that's a lapper.
Oh
That's
no,
not-
I know what's happening here.
Oh,
Yeah, Super Car.
oh my, dude, you were like vertical.
It was so bad.
Dude, Supercar was probably like, this dude's super crazy.
Oh my gosh, dude. I had to get around it, but then all of a sudden it just hooked up going up the face of the jump. And it's like, there's nothing I can do about this.
That's so good.
I just held on and prayed, dude.
That's all you can do. Dude, what did Supercar have to say about that?
Oh, he thought it was sketchy. He was like, he's gonna die trying to pass me right now.
Yeah,
But
he
see,
was so
like-
scary. He let you have a gap. He was like, I'm staying away from that dude.
Yeah. I would just get that gap every lap, but then he'd stay the same on the asphalt. He rips on the asphalt.
Nice pass, Brady.
Yeah, that was nice, really.
When did
Timmy,
you
how
get
fun is
back
it to
in
ride
front of
behind?
me? Wait, what? Butter?
How fun is it to ride behind Brady? Because he's always sideways.
I don't know, I'm always trying to aim for the inside.
I was scared in the dirt every lap. I was like, I have to rip
As you should.
and just cover the inside.
You can just see a Timmy V's motor bounce off rev limiter.
That corner was so hard to get every lap.
For sure. Yeah, you can see Super Carl kind of reeled that gap back in on the asphalt that time.
Yeah.
On USAir. And then you're chasing down Andrew Millier, who's the current SMEC 1 Open Pro points leader.
Mm.
And he's kind of new to Supermoto, at least from my knowledge. Hopefully I'm not mistaken on that, but I've heard he's come from GNCC and I think some road race background. And so it's cool to have some new blood in the East Coast Series.
He was definitely ripping around.
Is he on the Yamaha?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I got him the next moto. I think I did.
I think this is the lap my
we'll
bike
watch
magically downshifts twice going down the front straight.
Timmy, are you using the quick shifter on that new SMR or no?
I was at first, but you have to reset the shifter every time. And by the end of the moto, my ankle was killing me, so I shut it off.
Yeah, I kind of feel that. I get lazy with my shifts at the end to maintain muscles.
Well, and at this race, I tried to raise my shifter, lower my shifter, and I just could not figure out what's going on. Like down this back straight, I can almost time every time I was going to miss a gear.
Dude, I love coming over that hill on that back straight.
Yeah,
Where
you're
you
just
going?
cats going.
When you were behind Timmy before you made that move, Brady, did you feel like you had speed on Timmy at that point?
Yeah, I feel like I had him on the pavement for sure, but not in the dirt. That's why I was like, once I passed him, I was like, okay, I gotta pick it up a little bit, but
Yeah.
I kind of fell off towards the end too. But I definitely had the speed on the pavement. I felt really good on the pavement.
He had
How
me
you
going
falling
down
off?
into
You
the
pedal all
street
the time.
so bad.
I like that little jump onto the pavement this year.
Yeah, I liked it too. I think
I
Shane didn't like it, but
It was a little awkward at first.
Because that tight corner, when your tires are dirty, you just can't do nothing. So,
I felt like you had better grip than in years past when you like hit that seam
yeah.
and it's kind of smooth. I felt like it would upset the bike more that way than jumping onto it did. Shane just gone.
Ooh.
Oh, and at some point, Ty lost his muffler. I remember seeing a FMF can in the middle of the
Yeah,
dirt
I
section.
remember seeing that.
Yeah, we almost ran it over.
Me and Brady both thought it was yours.
Yo.
No, I was just kind of stuck in no man's land. I was trying to keep pace on you guys and be like, okay, they're not catching me. And Ty was just slowly slipping away and Shane was just checking out.
This lap was a full sender, because if I wasn't going to gain anything on him on this lap, I was throwing in the towel.
Damn it.
One lap, Brady. One lap.
That's all I needed. And then I probably will almost go down and lose all that time. Oh, there's that yep, exhaust.
Oh, yeah, they're waving for the
He goes and grabs it with his hand.
Oh,
Poor
my
dude.
gosh.
At least it wasn't like a header pipe.
Oh, dude, I can only imagine that.
But then it would have cooled off fairly quick. To not. The
I
can
don't
was
know,
quite warm.
450s are so hot though.
Yeah. Brady, what are you running for tires?
I'm running a Michelin rear and a Bridgestone front. But I'm gonna switch that up a little bit.
Was that just because we all struggled? Metzers were held in customs or stuck. I'm not sure, but we weren't able to get any. What the tire guys had sold quick. So was that just kind of due to tires not being available?
No, I've been running the Michelin for the last couple of years now, actually, on the 450.
Oh, so you were on different tires than what you typically run?
No, not usually. This is kind of the same setup. I switched fronts at Tucson a couple years ago. Last year, I think it was, just to the Battle Axe. The Michelin I just struggle with so much.
Ooh, Timmy.
Dang.
I seen him go wide, and I just went to the inside.
Nice. And Brady, you're
And then
just
I was hoping I wasn't gonna miss the gear going down the straight.
See, look how fast that new stock KTM is.
The only problem I have with it is transmission.
I was dead. I couldn't hang on anymore through the
what'd you
dirt.
say,
I said, holy fuck, I'm dead. We're going so fast to the dirt, and I was like, I can't hang on anymore. I'm done.
This corner was
You just
so
hear Timmy
far
on the limiter
back
through the
there.
berm. I'm just like, no, I'm not.
You're like a gear higher. Let's just get the power to the ground. Just eating his dust.
As soon as I turned around right there and saw the distance, I was just like, thank God. This is over.
On how brutal, Brady, to learn that all you needed was another lap and he was going to
Yeah. That's alright, now I know.
You just don't know what lap I'm sending it though.
Yep, exactly.
Never say die. Never say die. Yeah, and Timmy, your fastest lap was that lap.
Was it?
Yep. That was the lap you did at 150.4. But overall, Brady's fastest lap had been earlier in the race on lap 5, and he did a full second faster with a 149.4.
God damn it, Brady.
Faster lap, but still got the better spot.
Yeah, we figured we had you
After a
guys
lot
on.
of
You guys
sweat.
at least had an epic battle.
It was good.
He took the last skin my butt cheeks had.
Was this before you had my extra pair of padded shorts, or after?
Before.
Yeah, because this is Lightning on the Wolf's a long weekend. And Moto 1's on Saturday, and Moto 2's on Sunday. Oh, there's SMR.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be on here, but we were doing the parade lap, or I think it was during practice. I couldn't even sit down on Sunday.
Yeah, dude,
It was
the monkey butt's
ridiculous.
real. On the track, you got that many G-forces too? The other thing you gotta keep in mind is it was low elevation for all of us compared to where we live at. Like us New Mexico boys and you, Timmy, we're at 6,000 foot elevation, and here in Shawno we're at 800 feet. And then Brady, where's South Dakota at? I'm pretty sure it's like 4.
Yeah, we're
3,
pretty.
4,000.
Yeah, we're pretty high. Yeah, we're like 4,000. Right in the middle.
So yeah, like bikes are powerful. We're
Ooh.
hammering the throttle. Who was it?
There's a lapper.
Lapper.
Is that Mitchell? No, we had lapped Mitchell the lap before. Oh, was that JC? I think it might have been JC. Yep, it was. JC Bernier. He's a good dude. I know him and Shane were the guys out there throwing a bunch of water down after this race that night while the sun was going down next morning.
God, how dusty it was on Friday to how nice it was Saturday. It was insane.
Remember how Simpy went over the into the double?
Oh my god.
That's so gnarly.
Not as gnarly as Johnny Payne going into the fire.
That didn't feel too good.
Brady, you should have stuffed Mitchell for no reason.
I kind of made fun of him when he was wearing his road race helmet.
Oh yeah, Shane.
I was like, oh man, that road race helmet.
I saw him in practice too. I'm like, what is this goon doing?
He loved it.
Got good old Fred, this race director for the SMEC races. That dude's a character.
Oh gosh.
You can hear him anywhere you are.
Timmy V crossing the line, just chilling. You guys both just threw in the towel. You're like, we're good.
Oh, it was everything I had.
Dude, and I'm pretty
Thank
sure they
God
were
it
saying
was
we were going to
only
do
one
15
moto
laps.
day.
This moto was 10 laps, boys.
Wow.
So much.
It seemed way longer.
But I mean, with a near 2-minute lap time, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's a
they
long lap.
definitely do some long motos.
At least Ryan tried to pull a front wheel up there. Thanks, Ryan.
Always hating.
They're gonna box.
I tried. Fuck you. And then I saw halfway and I was like, fuck this, dude. My arms blew up.
Simpy, how hot did you go into the pit?
He didn't care.
Check out what the front group and make me catch it.
Oh dang. Yo, Cowie's
Oh
barking.
yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. No exhaust on that thing.
Just like, I was in like 4 seconds. Like, what the fuck? Take Sampy out? No, Butterman's exhaust fell off though. Oh, okay.
Dudes, I can't even look at any of the video or pictures of me from this race because my visor's all stuck up in the air because I broke off the locating tabs when I went down on Friday. My visor's all gooned out in the air. Brutal.
My arms blew up. I literally was breathing so
I'm always the guy talking shit to everyone about it.
my arms. Dude, my fucking arms blew up right at once I saw halfway my arms blew up. Like, dude, I literally did that. That's what I did.
Alright, let's throw up Moto 2.
The things you catch on GoPro.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
here in a second. No.
What does it take for Brett to be disappointed in you coming off the track?
I'm trying to win practice. That is how you do it.
Moto 2.
All right, next day, Moto 2.
Do you think you like running split motos like that? Like one day? Like
I think if we did it all the time, it would probably be make for really long travel weekends and stuff, and it'd be rough. Not like one day flying, but I think having one event a year that's kind of spread out, long weekend is rad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and
especially at this track too.
Ty just
I
wrecked.
dig the double header
yeah,
like
good
that.
point, Johnny. Ty had 8 crap in the lights moto and DNF'd it, and we weren't sure if he was gonna race. They were icing his shoulder, and
All I wanted to do was get off the line in front of Brady right now.
I didn't want to lose my mullet. I told Bud Daddy I was going to try, because he was saying he was going to cut my mullet if I gave it a full shot again.
I wanted the whole shot.
Brady threw elbows in the first corner, though.
Yeah, Brady, you're a notoriously good starter. Whole shot to not shot.
Yep.
But Ty blew wide, so I was able to sneak back 3, so it worked out.
So this one I actually started in front of Super Carl and Andrew, but then I'm pretty sure, yeah, Super Carl drove on the inside, but I laid apex and got back, and I was so stoked that I got ahead of him before the dirt section.
Yeah. Yeah, because those first few corners in the dirt are very hard to make a move in.
Yeah.
Unless you have like a heavy speed difference. Where in this class, there's not that much speed separation in front of the class here.
Yeah.
That was hot, Brady. How you like hopped off the top of that berm?
I don't think I meant to.
Dude, you rocketed that.
I kept jumping off the back side of it.
This first lap, I had sent it to flat off that step up to almost get back up to Shane from the distance he pulled those first few asphalt corners.
Called it right there.
I almost let him go, and then he let off the gas the second time. I was like, all right, that was all I needed.
I never ended up using that curb hop there. I never even really tried
it. It was nice. It set you up to the next corner, but it was hard to get.
Yeah, the entry of it was hard to get right. That's where I feel like Shane was really dialed. That was the only part of the track he wouldn't let me follow him either. At least in practice. I got a couple laps here where I was able to see him. Wasn't able to exactly duplicate that. Back at it again, just like
right
it was
here.
I gotta trip up on it.
I was trying so hard to keep up with you guys, but I just didn't have it.
Get a good view of that time. Yeah,
Right before me and Brady fell on our faces, we were both catching ties, like pretty good too. But
Timmy,
this
when did
is
you
right
put on
after
your...
he cartwheeled.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was going to even make it through the moto with the way it looked like. Timmy, when did you put on your fresh tires for the weekend? Was it the beginning of the weekend or was it start of Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay.
We all did it at the same time.
Well, me and Sam put on like some used stuff that we brought that wasn't very good. Like I gave Sam like an old 2015 K0 Metzler rear. What'd the tire guy say to you, Simpy, when you brought it over?
Are you sure you want to use this? Like, I don't have any other options.
Yeah, I called Shane before and I was like, hey, do you have any good takeoffs or tires? Because I can't find any tires. There's none available right now. And he was like, I got some takeoffs. I'll bring some. And he brought a rear, but he runs 16 fronts. So I'm on a 16.5. He didn't have anything for me. And then JC was cool enough to give me a takeoff. So I saved him until this Sunday race. Saved him for the end of the weekend. It paid off good for me because I just clocked my fastest lap at a 146 that lap, and Shane had done a 145 that lap.
Jeez.
I remember getting off of practice and you asked me how I felt. Like, I can't sit down. You're like, I feel great.
Brady, you just going every corner now, like, ah!
Well, that's the one where he almost killed me.
That factory Honda, dude. Whose Honda was that? Did you guys get that from Payne?
No, we got this one out of Washington. This was just one we found. Clayton Williams got that bike. I was riding that one for just a couple races.
Oh, that's right. Wasn't this one a Works edition?
Yeah, this is just a stock Works Edition bike. It's all of the Supermoto stuff is off that bike though. Wheels and clamps. So yeah, thank you to Sid for all the awesome stuff. Other than that, stock 450. It rips though.
Timmy, you sat into that pocket so perfect in that corner.
That corner was fun.
For sure.
It turned into a 2-point corner though, which was kind of a pain.
Yeah, I kept sweeping below that like pivot that you just sank into good, because that's what I was saying. Like you sank into it and your bike didn't get upset. Where I feel like if I had pivoted off that, it would make it a double apex. So I was sweeping in, just going, get my tires below it, and then railing the rest of the corner.
Because after riding your bike just tongos off the shit. It don't soak up anything.
Yeah, my bike's so stiff, dude.
Oh my god.
I also got quite a few pounds. I got a few pounds on you too, dude. It's
not many.
Over here.
Are you on stock suspension, Timmy?
Oh no.
No, he's on some fancy European stuff, dude.
Nice, local.
Well, he's local, but he was getting some like European specs from through like.
Oh yeah, he did his homework for sure.
Yeah. Oh damn, Brady!
I had to cover that inside going down that back straight.
It was so outside.
Oh, that was hot, Timmy. You blew it right there.
Gap open.
That corner was so hard to get consistent.
Dude, that corner
sliding into it.
Yeah, the hole coming out of that corner, that left hand.
I had some speed in the dirt section this day, but Shane would just pull me every lap, and I'd pull it back, and then he slowly got out to a bit of a gap, and then he just pretty much maintained from there. I think he just controlled it from about that pace, or from about that distance. I'm surprised Ty's still holding in third. I was really expecting him to be behind you guys.
Yeah, this is right when we started catching him, but it was about the halfway mark where we both were like, alright. As soon as I seen me and Brady back off each other, I was done.
Simpy looking back to see how much comfort you got there.
Yeah. I was like, I knew I couldn't hang with Brady and Timmy, so I just kind of tried to settle into a pace, but then I was worried that he was catching me. He did end up catching me a little bit, but then I kind of stretched the gap back out.
Yeah, on this day you actually went a full 2 seconds faster.
Yeah, I started vibing a little bit better with the 450.
And this is, yeah, there's sketch balls down. You can kind of see his head. Poor dude. He's smashed.
Yeah.
He was like looking so good that it was almost going to be, we can't even call him sketch balls anymore because he's not being sketchy. And then he went sketched.
He wasn't even supposed to race that moto.
Oh yeah, he had signed up for, I can't remember if it was a team race or some other class, and then he decided not to run it. And they're like, well, do you want to run a different class or you want your money back? And then he was, I can't remember, I think, it was just this day he ran Open Pro. The day before he didn't run it.
He thought we were doing like all the classes on one day and then the same the next day. Right. He didn't know it was only a one moto format.
Yeah, something was like, oh yeah, I got more in me. Let's go. Dude, I love that corner right there. You could just, like, I wouldn't even do a downshift. I would just pull my clutch in and kind of drag my brakes and just slap my clutch back out and it would just hang.
Hey Brady, could you smell the baby powder behind you?
Yeah, I got my shorts back from Timmy, just covered in baby powder. I don't know if they were like a biohazard now or what.
He's trying to throw down a smoke screen.
My chair was absolutely covered in it too.
Yeah, Brady, your fastest lap was this lap.
You're right there. I missed the shift.
Oh, Timmy. I loved it when you could get enough traction off there to wheelie over the top of that thing.
I don't think I ever got that.
Honestly, I've never got enough traction. I just spin.
Dude, Timmy, you jumped into the face of the next jump. What's wrong with you?
That's how we lost the GoPro.
There's landings for a reason.
I did it one lap and I'm like, oh, I don't know why he's doing that.
Because he's mental.
As soon as we got a little time.
Timmy just looks so damn hard to pass.
Yeah, for being such a small dude, he rides a wide bike. Brady's kind of the same way, to be honest. I feel like you and Timmy have a similar kind of riding style, to be honest. Full senders. Both good under pressure. Although I think Timmy's a little better under pressure than you, Brady.
Timmy's better for sure.
Try to find your mark and hit it every lap.
I do remember races where I thought I could muscle Brady out of the way, and he would never let me muscle him out of the way. And Timmy definitely won't let you muscle him out of the way.
I'll try it in the next corner. Just shift up like 8 gears right there.
Yeah, go up to 4th. Whoa!
Stop spinning.
Oh, killed it.
I was so scared going up to this
That was
wall.
when I knew.
Just so loose. I'd be worried about like spinning or sliding out, going up the face of the wall and just dying.
Yeah. Dude, on Friday it was slick, but then by this day we were able to charge into that thing.
Yeah, you just didn't want to touch grass.
Yeah, stay away from the grass. Grass is no good. Yeah, overall it looked like the track was about a second faster this day than Saturday, Moto 1. A couple of us went 2 seconds faster. I attribute it to like my tires being better. Simpy went 2 seconds faster. Did we change your tires too, Simpy, or were you still on that old K0?
I was on shitty tires.
No, you took what set of my tires again.
Damn, Simpy, just using Timmy.
I'm just a tire hoe.
I could have used those rain tires last weekend, but they were fried, so I left them home.
But you were a lifesaver that weekend, so thanks.
That'll be my first dub, dude.
I wasn't going to use them, so I might as well let someone. One of the boys.
Poor Sketchball's just in the center. Give me a cigarette. I'm done. Oh, Shane. Gone.
Still kept them honest, though.
I tried. We pushed that whole moto. Toward the end, our lap time slipped down to the 148s, but... Ooh, that was hot. Ty came over there. See that black he laid? I love that corner.
You definitely have to be at this track numerous times to get it down.
Mm-hmm. No, he's a local. I don't know how local he is to Shawno, but Wisconsin dude. More time there than us. Carl just hanging out. And it doesn't got Simpy going vertical for him this race. Timmy, how's the transition been to that 23 SMR from your old FS? Because this was your third race on it.
Making payments on it, I think I'd be riding that.
No way, come on.
Me and that tranny just don't get along. I cannot figure it out yet.
I want that as a sound drop.
Yeah, that's a sound clip right there.
Transmission, boys.
And so that, regardless of if you're got the, what do they call it, the auto, quick shift on or off, it doesn't like to shift for you?
Well, the quick shift worked like a champ every time, except I had to reset it, like reset the shifter, so my ankle was just toast by the end of the moto.
Like you mean you gotta like pretty much completely let the shifter resettle to its nominal position. You can't just
that's like
let your foot
to make sure I do it, I bring my foot completely out and circle it back in. So it was a whole nother movement I had to remember. And by the end of the moto, I couldn't move my foot anymore.
Go a little sideways on that one. Shane pretty much did 46s over half the moto on this one. Just laying wood.
Dude, he's so consistent.
Yeah. Such a hammerhead. Ty's just cruising now.
Everybody's
I
just.
think at this point, most of us are cruising.
Yeah, this is the point where me and Shane's lap times had dropped about 2 seconds off the pace we were holding at the beginning of the race. Starting to get our tongues in our spokes.
My tongue wasn't so bad, it was my butt.
Here's another sound clip.
And that's not from the tranny, you guys.
Dude, that rut right there was so fun. That whole dirt section, this moto was rad.
Yeah, like that throws you just off the side of the wall.
Yeah.
Full ride.
Yeah, the dirt day 2 was way better.
Yeah, I think Shane said that you put a couple thousand gallons of water down Saturday night, and he was using the hose and just blasting all the loose stuff off the surface of the dirt, so it mainly just left that hardened layer, and it worked because we got like full second plus out of the track from it.
I think I got a couple seconds off the last day.
Yeah, your fastest, Timmy, was a 149.1 in this moto, and the day before you done 150.4. So you knocked off about a second and a half almost.
Yeah. And that was just because Brady was on my ass.
Yeah, and then the day before, Brady had a full second faster fast lap than you did. But you would beat him. So you had that on him. But this race, he only had you by 6 thousandths of a second. Or no, 600ths of a second.
That's a little more manageable.
Yeah.
God, the backdrops of this track, you're definitely not in Colorado.
Yeah, for sure. The camera barely does the elevation changes justice to this track too. Like this corner.
Yeah, it's hard to get to justify for that.
that little rise right there is super fun because the bike unloads and you wheelie and gets light, gets spin. But the next corner where we dip down to that hill, that one really feels like you're G'ing out and you're dropping down a hill.
Felt like I needed another gear right here, but it was too much when I would try it.
I'd short shift. I'd grab third as I turned up this hill right here.
That might have helped a little bit.
Simply just flowing with it.
Just chilling.
Oh, bouncing reference. We had your little brother on the cameras helping us out. It was nice to have Shul.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why that's his name. Why that?
I don't even remember how that started either.
He gave me
Shul now.
He said, Johnny Bing's a cool nickname. I need a cool nickname. How about Google?
For those wondering, it's like chew, like you chew on something, and then goal, like a seagull. So maybe it's a seagull that chews tobacco or something?
It's like washugal, but with a CH.
Yeah, that's what he said. And it just stuck, I guess.
Dude, I found this jug of zines that I sent Johnny Bang as a picture. He said he'd have a heart attack on it.
Didn't?
What's that, Timmy?
Throw it up on a rear wheel.
That picture I sent you, like the 50 zines?
Oh, yeah. Zins, you mean?
Yeah.
Jesus died for your sins, though.
Are you trying to push him off the track?
No, I'm telling him I should have hit him in the dirt the first lap. Because that was the only chance I had.
I'm gonna do it now.
My visor just pointing to the sky. Oh my god.
Almost very aerodynamic.
My bell
Why
guy
you
was
gotta
not
give me
stoked
that
on me. He was like, really, dude? Good effort, boys. Good effort.
Little do I know, we are about to load up faster than anything I've ever seen before.
Yeah, surgeon. Make practice.
Yeah, we were all swapping our bikes and getting our bikes ready for Sturgis, and Eller and Timmy are having to just toss everything in real quick, so they debating on if they take Eller to the hospital.
Oh yeah, that's
Hell
right.
yeah, Andrew.
Yeah, at the last minute, Eller's like, bro, do you want to just follow me home? Like, I'm in for whatever you want to do.
You guys have a long drive just like we do, too. What was it for hours?
What was it? 15 hours? 16 hours for us?
Oh, okay. I thought it was closer to 20.
Nah, well, it should have been 15, but I had to go meet Eller at 80 instead of taking 76. But it was like only another hour to do that, so it was well worth it.
Jailed in DNF.
Take notes, Simpy.
Hey, why is that not an MPH, boys? We need to be having this in English.
Such fun.
Yeah, this one was sick. This one's gonna be done. I wish we had this one.
I thought the tent camping was gonna be rough, but it actually wasn't bad.
We have this fucking tripod of that.
Yeah, that was
I'm
awesome.
still mad at you guys about that. You knew the plan you guys had going in, and I kept asking about hotels. Oh no, we're just gonna figure it out when we get there. You
Well,
knew.
at least we were honest.
Yeah, when you got there. You knew you had tents for a reason.
No, honestly, we didn't have those for that. It just worked out. Because we were going to try to save money on the way to, instead of getting a hotel on the drive out and then drive back, we were going to just stop at KOAs on the way, throw the tents up, sleep for a little bit, throw them back in the van, Johnny had done it the year before when we went out for Lightning on the Wolf. And he was like, dude, it's the move. It's easy. They have showers at them if we need them. And stuff. We're like, cool. So I borrowed my brother's tent. Johnny had a tent. I think Ryan, his brother, had a tent. And then...
Well, and then you sabotaged me and gave me the deflatable head.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had warned you that there might be a hole in it. And then there was. I don't know.
There definitely was.
Timmy,
I got swallowed up so bad.
Timmy, this is Steve here. You could have went into town and stayed at the Cult Motel for about $50 or $60 a night, buddy.
But then I could have just struggled with an air mattress for free.
It's funny. Every time we go down to Denver,
you could have joined a cult. So,
right, the more that there's in, it's cheaper. So it works out.
For those that don't know, there's lore that Shawno was run by a cult for years. And that supposedly it is no longer run by a cult. But last year, Steve here
allegedly
was adamant that everyone in the town was a cult member. And he's ginger, so maybe that was part of the problem. Maybe that's lack of his soul.
I've never seen a cult with a zoo. That's all I'm saying.
There's still a very, very heavy presence of said rumors saying.
I don't know, man. There was new ownership of the USAir Raceway track this year. And it was a younger dude. It seemed awesome.
And there were no camels in town.
Yeah, I will say that is one of the nicest racing facilities Supermoto facilities in the United States, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Overall facility is really nice, and then the racetrack itself with its elevation changes and the scenery is next to none.
Simpy, you want to share your screen?
Yeah, do we need to cut the activity or can I just start it?
You can just cut it. Or, yeah, you can just start it and then we can jump over to your...
Let me get this recording.
Simp and Sam's going to play like the Jamie role on the Joe Rogan show. Look up stuff. We talk about it.
About the cult?
I mean, maybe he could Google about the cult. But it's not what we're here for, Steve.
Jamie, pull that up.
Simpy, pull it up.
Cults and Shawano. Google
it. All right, well, he looks that up. Brady, what was your first year doing Supermoto?
I did a Supermoto on my 85 in Butte, Montana, actually. At days.
Yeah, dude, that race looked badass.
Yeah, it was awesome. So that was when I was like 14,
Secrets
15.
in Shawno. When was this article from?
2008.
2008. Okay.
Group and their leader.
Everyone there.
Seems sus.
Scan through, see what happened for us.
Maybe it's just all the locals.
Christian fundamentalists. Dang it! Why they gotta be Christians, man?
Okay, boys, go ahead and go over to Simpy's share.
Rick Ross.
Say what?
No. Is that like the rapper? It just says this is an expert in a renowned expert in cults and religious groups.
How do you go to Simpy?
I think the first.
Is this the only article?
The very first time I went to Shawno was in 2008 for the AMA Supermoto, back then when it was still an AMA Pro Run series. And I remember it being a little weird then, but I didn't really notice much. But when me and Timmy went for the first Lightning on the Wolf event in 2012, we did see weird stuff and for weird people in the
that's
hotels.
why they had a whole zoo in their front yard.
No, that was
enjoy
remember that was the Italian restaurant that had a camel chained out front. A parrot
No, they
walked
had, like,
in,
a whole
and then they had a whole
zoo.
petting. No, yeah, they had a petting zoo too. But like when
I
we
mean,
rolled up, there was
I
there's a
join
camel
that
out
cult. That's all I'm saying. If I get a camel, I'm joining it.
there.
So
That's
for
all.
me, when I got into town, my immediate response was, "This place is beautiful," and I'm from the cornfields, and then for you to put a track in the middle of a cornfield next to an airport, what better setting for a racetrack? Really was surreal. I left the racetrack and went to town to gather a package that had been delivered to the hotel that we hadn't checked in yet to, and then to gather up some supplies at Walmart in the gas station. And when I went to pick up the package, just a very off feeling from the gentleman. When we went to check in again, very off feeling. Everyone's IDs was taken at the hotel. It was very odd.
Wait,
And
are they
then
saying that it was like?
And then at the gas station, you couldn't pay at the pump. You had to go in the store, and the guy at the gas station was wearing the same exact shirt that the guy at our hotel was wearing, and they both had shaved heads. Both had the same demeanor.
Like
Well, this is saying in the
shit.
late 70s there was like a bomb threat from like a religious group out in Shawno. I'm pretty sure that's what I just read. Simpy, can you confirm?
We're talking like 40 years later.
Would say no, but that you're talking about a generation, Timmy, right? Like we're seeing those children of that generation in Shawano.
That's true.
Nothing really was. It just sparked you as odd, you know. Everywhere you went, someone felt like they were just asking too many questions.
No, I felt like it. The whole town had a normal American town vibe, minus the gas stations. The gas stations that made you like pay with your credit card inside. Those ones seemed like they were weird,
but they also controlled the only gas stations in town. It's like there was no other gas station you could get
I cannot confirm or deny that.
I pretty much stayed at the track the whole weekend. Was gas like absurdly expensive there?
Not that I
don't think so.
When we went to the restaurant that evening, a lot of extra questions, more than curiosity. And then when we left, the manager and the owner personally said goodbye to us and just seemed out of place. Been to a lot of small town American places.
That's kind of Midwest, though. I don't know. You get that here in South Dakota.
Yeah, but it had a very creepy vibe to it, Bad. So it was a creepy, overhanging vibe to it. Plus, you and your dad also stayed at the hotel that we stayed at, and your dad was like, "Oh yeah, that place is creepy as fuck." So
yeah, that place was creepy for sure.
Yeah, see, it's being confirmed.
But it seemed like it seemed like Amish people though.
I don't know, but even if it's creepy, that racetrack outweighs any of the creepiness to me.
Yeah, no, it didn't seem that weird.
Last year we went into town and went to I don't even remember what the name of the restaurant was. It was some fancy restaurant on like one half of it, but then you go into the backyard of it, and the rest of the property is just like this super small. I struggle to call it a concert venue because that's not really what it is. It's more like a covered stage with.
I don't know. It was decent size, but yeah, we had an awesome time. We got in for free.
It was awesome there.
We walked in. We were expecting to go get dinner, and they're like, "You guys here for the concert?" And we're like, "What concert?" And they saw the wristbands on our arms from the track, and they're like, "Oh, you guys got wristbands? Go out that door." And we're like, "Okay." We walk out there, and there's some bluegrass playing stuff. They got a stage set up, and it's covered, and there's all kinds of people, and they got a bar set up. They had some drink on special.
About the cult.
Ask a few people. They didn't know.
Bro, this article's all over the place. I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah. So there's only actually one article on Google that you can ever find that relates to the cult, and it's regarding the alleged mastermind.
A damn censorship.
And that mastermind allegedly bought a bunch of land in the area throughout the years, and had a religious following, if you will, and then the feds eventually raided and arrested him eventually. But it was for different
as
reasons.
all cults get to at some point. But let's get off that dark topic of people being people and using spirituality to hurt other people. And let's get back on to some good supermoto stuff. Like this race was a NAS qualifier. And now, Brady, you're qualified for NAS. So are you going to go in October?
I believe so, yes.
Heck yeah.
Planning on it.
Timmy's all double qualified too.
Yeah, we went to 2 just in case.
Just in case.
What track is this? Is this Utah?
No, that is a track in Central Cal.
Is it
do you know Supermoto USA ran there last year?
It might be Buttonwillow, which is a track I've never raced at. So
is that one kind of more toward the Reno area?
Central Valley.
Steve, didn't you do the original
outside
Supermoto
of
Matt?
We never went
Buttonwillow.
No, we did Willow Springs. But
Willow Springs.
Yeah, they're tracks in Central Valley, but just separated a little bit, different surfaces. That one's more just outside of Bakersfield.
I wonder who won this race.
Circle Gage McAllister. Jakey Teasel's no slouch, but yeah, we'll give that one to Jake.
Who's 55?
55? I don't know.
That TL?
No,
it can't be Tommy Lemieux.
No. Yeah, not the real 55. Speaking of that, we got numbers for the Supermoto Nations this year from the FIM this week. And America's going to be 55, 56, and 57 at Supermoto Nations this year.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
56 was my Loretta's number.
Really? I think that one's going to be Nick's number.
What kind of coverage would you guys like to see from Nations?
All
specifically.
Pit stuff.
Like, should we start an Instagram account for the Nations team?
I don't see why not.
How much footage do you think you'd be able to get out there for it?
We're gonna have a videographer. Gonna have myself, so we'll have at least 2 or 3 photographers and videographers capturing footage.
Yeah, I'm planning on bringing out GoPros and stuff. I don't think we'll be able to use the GoPros for the racing and get footage during the race, but probably for practice and qualifying, we'll get some onboards of the track and that kind of stuff.
I think our biggest dilemma will just be time after the races to sort through that footage to be able to post it in a time frame that that makes sense. That people can see it. That'll be the hard part.
For sure. Yeah, and the S1 schedule's got kind of 3 things left on it. They got Spain coming up. Is that next weekend?
Yes, I believe it's this weekend. Yeah, next weekend coming up.
Yep. And then they got Mate as the final for the S1 championship the weekend before Nations in Belgium.
The Alcaraz track in Spain is a very, very nice facility.
Dude, that place looks amazing.
Yeah, last year they had a lot of Spanish talent show up at the races, including Moto3 talent Diego Moreira. And Diego actually beat our friend, the fastest Baker, to the victory that weekend. And he does not race Supermoto at all. He is a 100% Moto3 rider. And that's how fast he was on that circus.
Wow.
That
dirt section might as well be asphalt there.
Right.
But this year they changed up the layout so it might be a little fresher and less grooved in than it's been the past few years.
Right. But the asphalt section and the way the Spanish riders ride is where they really, really excel.
That track is very cool. Simpy, pull up Hallbacher's Instagram and stuff. He just posted a video because there's an asphalt jump section on this track, and there's a tabletop that he goes into and he scrubs it so hard. Just watch him, like, just chill out, dude.
I know, right? He's practicing
that second one,
and you're like, Timmy
rips this corner.
Relax.
This jump here. Oh my gosh.
He studied hop riding too much. That's the problem. See, that dirt section looks so fun. And they changed it up for the first time in years this year.
This is one where you kind of hop down into it, right, off of the asphalt. Like you take a right-hander and it jumps
And
down.
this is an all new section right here.
We have a lot of decomposed granite in California and across the West. I wonder how that soil compares. Maybe more Midwest-like.
Dude, that's so cool.
It's definitely some soil that's got some traction.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what they use over there too. Like if they're using like
outside dirt, that IMI was fucking epic because it blue grooved, and or even back in the day with Miller.
Yep. Yeah, Miller, you just had straight up black lines.
Yeah, hooking triples right out of the corner.
Yeah, Lucas is sick.
Be cool if we could get him back out to the U.S. to do another season.
Yeah, he told me he wanted to, but it just with how the U.S. is definitely we're less big than what we used to be. There's less support to be had. He was a big benefit to the series last year, but it's hard to justify. And then when you're trying to chase the world championship, to have those side quests kind of going on just deters from it. So
our country's so big, the flights flying into such different areas.
Oh yeah, and like just all the extra stuff you had to do for him last year to make it to where it was possible and that kind of stuff.
Well,
do you know what he did to his hand, Steve?
Swedish that show up to the state line every year. They were brothers.
Say that again to me.
Remember the older guys? They were brothers. They were like from Sweden or Netherlands.
I think from the Swiss guys, right?
Yeah.
But I think they lived in America. I don't think they were they like Swiss citizens.
They straight flew over here for state line only.
Yeah, I remember those guys, Timmy.
He was in awe when he found out how long of a drive it was for me to get to state line. He's like, "Are you kidding me?" It's like, bro, this is a short drive.
Yeah, in Europe, anything beyond 6 hours is considered a very extensive road trip for them. They don't.
Yeah, you already went through.
Hey, Sempy, pull up the one of him on the bike with the saddlebags.
Yeah, that's kind of out there.
Lucas hurt his thumb.
No, not this one. There's another one.
Racing motocross.
This one has the 690 and the other one in it.
He was training motocross.
That 890 is
to do some Austrian motocross championship, I believe.
That's not a bike there.
And he had an accident training, which kept him out of competing.
Dude, seeing this video, Lucas sold me on one of these 890 SMTs. I want one so bad.
Yeah, but then you need to understand that it's him riding it.
Yeah, but I just want a street bike that I can also be a hooligan on and have fun weekend trips.
Well, Bronson should have sold you that years ago then.
When I went to Asia years ago, they had KTM had a rider in Malaysia that was much like Lucas, just kind of like a jack of all trades, and they would a lot of times put him on those giant adventure bikes, and the things that he was able to do on them, I'm sure sold them a lot of bikes because it was very, very much the same video that he did.
The real 41, who's number one right now.
You see that Snapchat of Reimer with him? That's so good.
Yeah, Nick sent me a Snapchat where he drew a dick on Mark. It was awesome.
Is Johnny's video on YouTube or is that on Vimeo? Shawano 12.
Hey, Timmy, tell us about that Cascadia night race you just did.
Oh, that night race is epic.
Cleaning up.
That track has 100 different configurations, so you'll never race the same track.
Where's it located?
Saturday night, Richland, Washington.
Okay.
Does Cascadia have a Instagram or Facebook?
Yeah. Yeah,
Dude, that
this
asphalt looks
track,
beautiful.
the dirt this year was way better than last year. It was so much longer.
We've never seen this track.
Well, I mean, Supermoto Granny's
This
been trying to
track
get
is
us out there
amazing.
for years.
It's just so
I've been
far from
trying to get
everyone.
you out there for years.
Dude, it was on the plans this year, but with nations coming
Go
up,
to that track map.
I had to.
Yeah.
I had to skip it.
Yeah, look at all those cutouts.
Oh, that jump looks
Go
pretty tight.
back,
Looks like a
like
techie-ish dirt section.
this year, it was definitely a lot longer than it was last year. So way better, at least for me.
How was the
But
lighting
this year,
at the track? Was it pretty good or no?
there's a couple dark corners, but nothing to where you can't ride. It's definitely rideable all the way around the track.
That's rad.
It's definitely race worth going to. Like that's one of the funnest. Even like just the atmosphere of the track, being at night under the lights.
Well, when you have like Supermoto Granny and her whole squad and stuff, and all those guys from up there, Derek. And,
you know the tequila got brought out.
Yeah, you know it's a good time, and they're cooking plenty of food. And
whatever happened with the street race they were wanting to do out there?
I think they got it on the books for next year.
This year for sure, or yeah, 2024 for sure.
Yeah, I think they were trying to make something happen this year, but just all the bureaucracy you got to go through for that kind of stuff.
That insurance and everything just didn't happen in time. Yeah, it's such a long drive, but it is so worth it.
All bad bread.
Yeah, Timmy, what on my Instagram? I never post.
Timmy, what took you all the way up there to that race?
I met Rick Enstrom, and he kept talking to me about going up there, and then he talked to a couple Colorado dudes and got them to go, and then he talked them to tell me to go, and then they finally talked me into fully going.
It's cool. A nice group of you went up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first year it was massive. We had 7 Colorado people with us.
Oh, there's the old double
and
at Cena.
It just kindly or slowly like dribbled down to it's only like 3 or 4 of us this year. And
I just like he's jumping over Josh Jackson.
How many hours drive was it?
17. Well, it's supposed to be 17.
I was going to say I want to say it's 17 or 18 to Seattle from Southern California. So yeah, it's a very long way for everyone.
Yeah, I didn't realize SoCal was that far away. I thought it was only like 10 hours maybe. And then I found out, I was like, oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, from where I live to just get to the Oregon border is close to 13 hours.
Man, yeah, that's a hike. It sucks because, like, Butters just got over doing road trip after road trip, and now it seems like that's all I've been doing now.
Yeah. Yeah,
wait till he gets to Italy.
I hit up Supermoto Granny. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't make it this year. And stuff. And she was like, ah. But I think she understood. So
I kind of
we'll get out there.
Most of them knew because they kept telling me, like, DMing me, trying to get me to have you come out. I was like, bro, I'm trying. I've been trying.
It's the opposite. We were doing that. We were doing that with you earlier this year. Pull up Cascadia's schedule if you can, Simpy.
It's always that week, Labor Day weekend, whatever this last weekend was.
Yeah, and then they had that Medfield, Oregon circuit. That one was
good things about that track.
Yeah, that track looks cool too, and that was where they had their NAS qualifier. So they also hosted a NAS race this year to qualify people for it.
And I think they had a doubleheader at that race too.
And then I know Bronson had gone up and he had done the one at that round 5.
Yeah, he was
Greenland
gonna
Raceway?
do this.
Yeah.
He was supposed to do this night race, but he just left Europe that weekend.
Yeah, that was pretty cool because he rode Supermoto Granny's 2006 KTM SMR. I don't know how that dinosaur still runs, but she's got all those nice old KTMs that she has all kinds of like trick parts for that she's found on eBay and stuff. She put
She's getting ready
Bronson
to
on
put a tire changer in her trailer.
Those are Survivor Supermotos, and one day they'll be a part of history, reality.
Yeah, I mean they were bad bikes too back then, but
right, they were competing bikes for the time, but how quickly they, faded away with the technology.
It's great. What's crazy to me to think about is back then. Oh yeah, Debbie Johnson. That's Supermoto Granny.
Dude, their name throws me off so much because it's Cascadia Supermoto compared to Colorado Supermoto.
Oh, so yeah, like the abbreviations, kind of the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same. So it always throws me off. It's like, wait a minute, we're not in Colorado.
I always think of Colorado as COSM. So it doesn't.
Should we launch a campaign to get Shane Narbone to Cascadia Supermoto?
Ooh, that'd be a hike.
Dude, it would literally take him 4 days to drive there.
I mean, Shane will do it. Shane's a warrior. That man would put the miles in.
Looks like a nice facility. And you would hope that their weather would cooperate, right? I think that's maybe a hindrance to their local race series, right?
Well, this was the only
or they just get really good at doing rain races.
No, this is the only raid race Rick said they had in like 4 years.
Right. I don't think that's a big area for racing. Like NASCAR doesn't go there. IndyCar goes to Portland. NASCAR goes to Portland. But, Supercross is really the only thing that goes to Seattle. Otherwise, no other. I think Flat Track might go to Portland as well.
That's cool. Somebody pulled up a video of them doing a lap around IMI in honor of Archie last year.
Yeah, I made him hop on my bike because he was riding with knobbies on his bike. No, bro, gotcha. And it has his number on it.
Yeah, you put Archie's number on that race.
Remind me, who is Archie?
Jason Archuleta. He was a long-time Supermoto guy. He did Pikes Peak even on Supermotos. He had a YZ 250 two-stroke that he ran Pikes Peak on at one point. But just a good dude, real sarcastic on Facebook, was always funny to joke with. He a lot of times had a smaller bike, but he'd have 450s, 250s, and they were always decked out. But super good dude, and we just had an unfortunate event last year at one of the Colorado rounds. He went down, rider behind him had nowhere to go, and it took his life. There
was also another. I was thinking about another gentleman. He was he rode a Yamaha. He passed away a couple of years ago. I was thinking that might have been for him.
Archie was on a Yamaha a lot. Toward the end, he was on the Austrian bikes, but
yeah, I wasn't there that day. That year, I pretty much took off.
Yeah.
This year, I felt like taking off, but you wouldn't let me.
You finally got your SMR. Couldn't take off.
Yeah, you got a new bike, Timmy. And then, and now Timmy's saying that he would rather his old FS. So I guess we'll go up there and we'll ride his SMR.
I keep offering it to you.
Yeah, go back a couple photos too. I saw one. The one with me in it. Chasing Archie.
History of Supermoto.
That one.
Drop.
That was like 2011. Me and Archie, 250s.
Your cheater bike.
It was it wasn't a stock, but it was a 250.
This was never confirmed. You just said it.
I can only give you my word at this point because
Timmy, are you accusing Butters being a Josh Jackson right now? mean, are you making
From back
that
in the day, I
bold
don't know.
accusation?
Oh wow, you
That
bringing up old
thing
stuff, Steve? I mean, like
smoked us.
but like even the Josh Jackson stuff, that's not confirmed. And if you talk to either
Unconfirmed.
side, like they're saying
Unsubstantiated.
that Nicky's a cheater. If you
Yeah,
talk
nope.
Reimers, they're like, no, we've never even thought of cheating. And
Nope,
Jackson
and-
is for sure cheating.
Well,
A $30,000 250F.
thank you, Timmy. Thank you, Timmy. I will agree. I know the Reimers well, and I can understand. And I know their engine builder, Roy. He's built many engines for me as well, and I can say they're on the up and up. But boy, they take it to the limit for sure.
Oh yeah.
All I can say is Butters was on a stock bike, and I was on a stock 125, and he pushed me to his rear end at State Line in 19.
I think it really comes down to the
but that was
fuel
before
they
Nick
burn.
got fast too.
Yeah, I think it's the fuel that they use in the bike is really the determining factor. I think they tune a bike, 250 to the same as everyone else, but they use the most expensive fuel, which the rest of us just aren't willing or wanting to do.
I can't.
Yeah, I believe they used for a good many years. I believe they used MR12, which was around $150 a can. And
that's what I was using in Fireball.
Yeah, so I mean that's expensive to keep up.
Well, I found this place in Oklahoma. Butters knows of this place. I found this place.
So they outlaw auctionated fuels in Colorado.
Can you go back to that other picture real quick?
Nick in Monte Carlo.
I wish he was barefoot right there.
So where he's standing is whoever is inside the casino. They're at the entrance of the casino, and really you can only walk inside the entrance, and that's about it. It's a very, very, very small area that the open public can get to go to, because you literally have to be a millionaire to be allowed to go inside. Mm-hmm. It's a very ridiculous place. That is.
I recognize that place from Cars.
That's right, Timmy. They raced around it in cars.
But the story Timmy was bringing up earlier was he ran like MR12 or whatever. They couldn't get in Colorado because they outlawed it. And then he was like, I found a guy in Oklahoma that all these Oklahoma guys like Monty Frank and them are getting this VP from.
No, like, nobody knew about this place. I called every VP dealer in the nation to figure out where I can find cheap MR12.
Well, whatever it was, it ended up in us having an extra 14-hour drive added to our Wisconsin drive, where we went up to Denver, picked up Timmy, dropped back south to Oklahoma overnight, picked up a 55-gallon drum of race fuel, and then drove up to Wisconsin.
With just a van.
There's Nick at the track we just watched stuff on.
So
that's a Steve shot, isn't it?
Yep, that's my shot. That's in the back of the track. As you kind of like
go, come onto the back
you swoop. Yeah, you swoop downhill and go through the really fast left-hander.
Yep. Well, hey, I feel like we're pushed Brady out of this. Let's get Brady back up in here.
Oh no, you're good.
What's your background, Brady? Is it more just flat track, or did you grow up racing moto too?
Mostly flat track. I did a little bit of moto, but really not much.
Okay.
The mostly flat track, and then got into freaking Supermoto.
Who's that guy?
That's a me pick too. I love it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And look at the guy on the right.
Clown.
The red gurney boots. Clown.
Brady, did I punt you that year?
Yellow handguards.
In Sturgis, because I was punting a bunch of people that year in Sturgis.
I think so.
That was the year you cartwheeled. Coming back.
I've never seen Hunter punt anyone. I've waited for this day for years.
No, there was this in 2019. I came through. I crashed into the forge. I came from the back. I punted everyone I had a chance to in this corner. I was just blown out, but then Parker Pittman was running the series that year, and PP was getting all of us pro dudes fired up because he's talking about how he's pro, but he's running the amateur class. And we're like, well, if you're pro, then run the pro class. And so that was pretty much the whole beef. But he was just like, well, I get paid by company, so I'm a pro. But as a racer, I'm an amateur. I'm like, whatever, dude. And then he was trying to like justify running the 17. The Forge had the 17 already, and he was trying to tell me he rode quads when he was younger. And I was like, you're not helping your case. And so then I come up to lap him, and I'm like, oh, he's getting blown out right now. So I just go inside. I don't yell. I was yelling at everyone else, and I just hit him, and he squealed, and I was like, yeah. Parker's gonna love to hear that. But
do you remember that race at Miller where you would not pass Dick Skin? I was screaming at you. I was like, no, let me do it.
and then I finally pass him and miss a shift and blow off the track.
And then he kicks me over. And then Gage knew exactly what he did. Like, what is this, a California move or what? You just kick people over in the corner?
Brady, why are you ahead of me in like every shot, dude?
Just right before you pass me.
Hey Brady. Hey Brady.
Yeah.
How do we do a like an episode with you and Awesome Dawson?
Well, the problem with Awesome Dawson is Dawson doesn't remember anything.
No, that's not, and we don't want to recall anything. But how we can get the return of AMA Supermoto to the streets of Sturgis?
No,
Matt Stewart,
so bad, dude.
Dude, we need you.
No,
did
Matt
you see
Stewart.
Joe Agley's comment?
No, the whole thing that Matt did is I think Matt Stewart blew the right people at the right time. Obviously, there's new people there, so new people just need blown better.
Well, Alex just fucked the reel so bad, no one wants to deal with this no more.
No, there was also some shenanigans with some riders that may or not have been me and my teammates. One year where we had to make apologies to multiple businesses. And the police chief.
Maybe the mayor.
Yeah.
Really? It went that bad?
Oh,
went
yeah.
that far?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were ready for us to never come back. And
do you know how small Sturgis is, guys? Sturgis is a town of only 10,000 people, and most of them barely live there.
Thank you.
I know Butters got pulled over going backwards on a golf cart.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't someone wreck on an RSR bike too really bad?
Oh, that was my bike. That was the year I won. And that was the first year of RSR. I was like 15. Gage had been dominating, and Gage had a brake problem. I got the win. And we're all over the moon. And Joe's buddy, Benny, was there. Yeah. And we had the bike at the stage up at the Loud. And they go to take the bike back to the pits, and Benny hops on, and he's just like, I want to ride the bike. Let me check out this race bike. And then I'm just having a good time. People are giving me drinks. We're celebrating. And all of a sudden, I just get people coming over to me. Dude, someone wadded your bike. All this stuff. And I'm like, what's going on? And Benny, because we had that jump over the timing strips that year, that metal ramp coming off the corner toward the end of Main Street. And he hit that in the dark and didn't even see it coming. So just unexpected. It kicked him. He ended, no gear on, like snapped his collarbone. Luckily, that was all that happened, was he snapped his collarbone and stuff, because that was wild. You have to scroll.
I was there that year.
Sturgis was wild.
Look what happened to us in Canada.
I should officially say I've been kicked out of a bar in Sturgis.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
Yeah, what bar?
The Knuckle.
Oh.
Yeah, they just said both of them. Yep, they just said both of them. Timmy said, yep.
No, it was the Knuckle.
I was going to say there's only two main ones.
Look what happened to us in Canada. We caused such a mayhem of a ruckus during the parade that they completely banished us from the entire parade.
Insane, dude.
Oh yeah, completely, yeah.
Dude, Pittman doing the the cookies in front of Ken Block. Jeez.
Then, like, yeah,
That
we
was
went
that was tame. What he was doing was tame compared to what
because
the rest of
And then they
that was
crashed.
wasn't
One of the
that the
guys
year that
crashed,
they were honest that year. They were like no hooligan stuff, and we were kind of like that. But the next year we were just doing burnouts and all kinds of stuff.
I remember that year I wasn't one of the years I wasn't riding in the parade. I was just gonna get shots. And one of the organizers told me, hop in the monster truck. And I did. And like all these monster girls looked at me like, what the fuck are you here? And I was like, hi. And then someone from Monster came by and was like, get out of the truck. And I was like, but they said, and they were like, nope. Yeah, I got out of the truck.
Dude, do you guys remember one of the years in Canada? Gage he had won the event, and him and Joe were slow getting out of the track, and they were like, everyone was like, we got to go to the podium. Podium's starting at this time. And we took the bikes down. I think me, Dustin, and Jake, maybe Forge, I think. And I don't know. Either way, we got the bikes down there, but Joe and Gage weren't there yet. And Gage, he never liked being up on stage all that much anyway, I don't feel like. And so he's like, I don't want to do it. And you're like, they're speaking French, you're up in front. But I had to go pretend to be Gage because it was time to go. So I ride Gage's bike up on the stage, on the monster stage, down on the river, give it a couple revs. They interview me like I'm Gage. And I'm just like, yeah. And it was like the worst feeling ever because I wanted to be on the podium because I was actually on the podium, but I was having to be a fake Gage McAllister.
That's funny.
Were you still in like your own gear?
No, we were in our street clothes, but because like we're up in Quebec, like no one knows us. Right. They're mainly there for the rally cars and stuff. They're speaking to us not even in English. So it was just like, and I Gage McAllister. And they're like, woo, and I'm like, yeah. Simply keep scrolling down. That Canada year up with the 74 behind me. That was your bike, Steve.
Yeah.
Who's the rider?
Chris Hodson. 10-time English champ.
Yeah.
Or is he even more than that now?
Yeah, he's kept racing. So, but we obviously we came to the track a little unprepared, with the wrong gearing, so we were off gearing. Very much. And
ooh,
the
Buffalo chip.
We underestimated the length of the
straightaway. That was gnarly.
Oh, I saw Brady there for a second. Dude, that was a fun track. That was a badass weekend. That was a weird track, but that was fun.
I so wish Alex had no part in AMA.
Tim, he's tried to make stuff right with you.
I was just going to ask if Craig is still recording.
Yeah, like 40 years later. And that was just because you brought it up, and that brought in like everyone else's. Oh, he didn't pay me either. Like, just because I brought in a shitstorm, he tried to make it okay with me. Should have made it okay with me the first month.
I don't know, man. I feel like he might be slow to reply sometimes, but it's rare that he ever fully drops ball and stuff. There's Quebec.
I don't know if you hear. Did you hear that he tried to drop the ball with the EMP on Shondell for the national that was here?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the EMP called Shondell, was like, here's your bill. Shondell was like, what are you talking about? Like, you didn't pay your bill. Here's your bill. Like, nah, bro. Here's the number you need to call.
Unbelievable. That triple at Quebec was big.
It looked big.
One year it was 110 feet.
Yeah. Dude, that was because like that Chris Hodson, when he came over that year, me and him made enemies real quick because I felt like he cleaned me out at Tucson off the start by just being overeager, put me on the ground, and I was mad about it. I caught him the second moto, and it was one of the only times I've ever tried to like intentionally hit someone and I just hit him in the
Almost pulled a
side
Rocky.
and put myself down. Yeah, I was like full on MX bikes, Rocky Butler tactic, But
I'm so
then
gonna miss
by the end of the
Ray.
year, it was good. Me and Chris were good with each other. I think he was a little scared that I still wanted to hit him, but
This was the race where me and Butters first kind of met each other.
not this state line. This is way down the road, dude.
No, but State Line was the first time you're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, because you punted Travis Marks, and I was like, that's not a smart idea. Who is this dude?
I remember what year this one was. This was not a good year for you.
No, this was the year
that guy right there. Yeah, he was like, "Hey,
no. This one was a good year. This one was a good year. This was this one. I didn't.
That was
my own worst enemy. It was it was just a similar layout to the
next year
19 year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
and
this
even
year.
to this day, I'm still like, who was Travis Marks?
Well, back in the old AMA Supermoto days. One of these days, we need to do a podcast on like the history of AMA Supermoto.
That I said that just a little bit ago.
You did, and we need to do it. That was 2015.
That was when that hotel still operated.
It's back in operation, Steven.
Are you sure? Can we get a Google confirmation on that? Can we get a secondary source? Jamie, can you look that up?
Yeah, look up Buffalo Bills Prem.
Jamie, can you pull that up?
It's not Jamie, it's Simpy.
I know, but we're just...
Yeah, they were just under reconstruction when we were there.
No, they weren't.
Stop lying. We had one wheel, so it wasn't a bad.
It was under condemnation. It was condemned. Whatever that word is.
No, come on.
Big F structures being condemned.
I'm pretty sure it's back open. Simpy.
To be fair, the last time we stayed at Buffalo Bills, they were only coming by and cleaning the rooms once a week. There was food that was left out from the weekend that was still there when we left. So, no, but it got really bad at the end. Where like
it was always bad.
Hey, look at that. Buffalo
Bills
has
first
fresh.
Year I showed up.
Buffalo Bills has
they
fresh.
They gave me a room that somebody was already checked into.
Well, I hope so, because it was too big of a...
They just kept on their routine. Like, they were spot on. I knew what I was expecting every year. And they never missed. Like, you knew McDonald's was going to be shut down at least one morning. You needed it.
Is Craig still recording?
Bedrooms.
Yeah. Dude, this is the new Buffalo Bills.
Are we still podcasting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He never let us sign off, Steve, because you took us down rabbit holes of Colts and...
Sorry. Go now, Simpy, look up Aprilia MXV on YouTube and see what little information you find.
Where are we going now?
Well, Steve has the MX version of the Aprilia that like Coppins race in the MX GPs, and he has it's currently in flat track.
In 09.
Yeah,
it's a super rare Aprilia,
right? But to me, so what I'm told is through my ownership, my super rare ownership, is that there's possibly only 20 to 25 of them in all of North America. And then after watching a recent like YouTube video of a guy from England that got to ride one, he said he had been seeking them out and had only ever seen 2 of them in real life. I have only ever seen 2 in real life, and one of them was mine. So
all right,
I'm
Steve,
also
here's
one of
the
them.
deal. We'll do an article or a video on it. You just got to let me rape the shit out of it.
I want in on this.
But so it's Timmy.
I will rape the shit out of it.
Timmy, it's possible. it's possible that only. Well, and this is where the rapage finger quotes for the podcast side. It's possible that there's only been like ever 100 of these bikes made.
What are they worth?
Look at the top end.
That's the thing. And as far as like what are they worth?
350.
Right, they're not really worth much of anything because no one
Oh,
knows
well,
about
then let
them.
me rape the shit out of that thing.
No. It's, Aprilia no longer makes parts for the bike.
Super
It's
weird
a
front end area. Like,
Dude, he let Brandon Ward rape the crap out of it, but he won't let us. This is what I'm saying. He claims there were
wouldn't
still
even call
parts
that a
available back
rape.
then. He didn't know about the rareness or something, but
basically
whatever.
yeah.
I
No,
just think it's
didn't.
rude.
But Aprilia stopped making parts for all SXV models, so there are no reproduction
this is an
parts for
MXV.
this. Right, but it shares a lot of the same parts.
I know.
Oh
Yeah,
no, a
they
few
don't-
years
more
after
rare.
this is when America rode Aprilia's at the Nation's last.
Yeah, because those
They
were
didn't
like
like
this was that 09-10 was like kind of the end of the era for Aprilia's, and then Aprilia kind of had some prototype bikes, and in 14 when America sent the first team to do Supermoto Nations, Matt had got a deal with someone at Aprilia, and they had these 3 bikes. They were all prototypes, all had different geometry. Like Johnny Lewis, Gage, and Monty Frank had no commonality to like compare between the bikes. They had different length swing arms, all kinds of
I don't
different
know
stuff
how
going on.
Gage rode that Aprilia, because when we were at Matet that year, I felt so bad for those mechanics, because Gage had those mechanics going crazy, ripping shit apart,
Just
and
wearing- like just
so did
changing stuff.
Brandon Case. Like,
Oh yeah,
just
that's right.
everything.
Oh yeah,
And
that
they
was right.
came
'Cause it was
up
the
to
3
me and
of you
was
that got
like,
the
"What
deal
do
to
you
go.
want?" Yeah, they came up to me and was like, "What do you want done?" Like, is there gas in it?
Those are
I don't
cool.
know. Like, you sure? Like, I fucking just put gas in it. I don't know.
Weren't you the first one to hook the big double at Mate, the table?
Yeah, to everyone.
I know.
did it
I
on
mean,
the
you weren't the
second
first
lap.
one ever to do it, but you were the first one on the weekend to do it.
Yeah, and everyone's been there besides me.
Yeah, you rode for what was it, Luke? Or no, not Luke 1. You rode for Gaza.
Yeah.
what year was that?
2013.
13? Yeah, I came off the first practice.
Look up 2013
and,
Mate.
Yeah, I'm trying.
And Gaza came up to you. He's like, "You dirt, you good. Like, I know. Asphalt's where I need help. Yeah, and they're
Did
the
it?
last
No, that doesn't
day,
look like
there
Mate, but
It wasn't of Nations. It was.
Oh, I got you.
no, it's not of
yeah, it was
Nations.
the Superbike.
Just some
Superbikers.
race.
You spell that.
Just put Superbikers, one word, and then
I think
Mette, METTE, and then Matet. Is it another T?
No, there's no.
Yeah, there was another T on the back. Yeah, that Luke one. That'll be good.
Was it? There's a video where it shows my start, and I'm 4 rows behind Gage, and I pull in front of him by the 4th corner. Like, I was ripping the start until Stumpy caused the
This
red
one,
flag.
this table, big gap. It was like
I
100
was the
plus
first
feet.
one to jump that.
Go full screen, Sippy.
Sylvain Bedard.
It's a big double.
Didn't we see Bedard's back for Supermoto Nations? Or no, who was on the French team that was back this year?
David Villeman.
Oh yeah, Villeman raced Mate that year.
I felt bad for them leathers.
Sylvain Bedard.
Yeah, he's back for Nations this year, isn't he?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a legend. Didn't
you get to beat DV that weekend, Timmy?
Oh yeah. Yes, I did.
Oh yeah. that's a dude, that's so cool that you got to do Mate. Like, that is such a bucket list thing.
Yeah, and there are some names there. Robbie Madison raced it. He had nothing. Jeff Ward had nothing that weekend.
Don't shit on Wardy.
I'm not.
Remember the year when MXGP champion Roman Fevre
Oh, it came out and won it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing MVD leathers. I remember. I think it was like 2014.
But how cool. A guy from another discipline just comes out.
Yeah, but dude, Fever that's not a different discipline. He grew up racing the French Supermoto stuff. And he was like junior champ and stuff. And then he went to Moto and found success in Moto. He was a Supermoto guy first.
Well, I loved it. I love the comeback of it.
Yeah.
God, I can't remember who was number 30 back then. Some insane dude, like insanely fast guy.
I'm trying to think of who. Well, like back then you had Herman in, but that was 131.
Then like the next year he was like number 1. Like he was insanely fast.
I don't know.
He started right next to me. Ooh. And both of us got we didn't qualify for the race, but our lap times let us get into the race.
Yeah.
And he had the knuckles on his gloves, and he was screaming into his GoPro on the grid. And I looked over, I was like, dude, this dude's nuts. And he looked over and gave me fist bumps and like full on just smacked my fist as hard as he could with his knuckles. Like, what the fuck?
What number did you say he was?
Number 30.
I'm looking at the finishing. I'm just trying to find his number.
And
Lazzarini?
Oh,
yeah, Lazzarini.
Yeah. How did we miss that? L30, dude. Ivan Lazzarini, yeah. We're idiots.
Ivan, not Ivan.
Ivan. Yeah, dude, that dude was crazy on the grid.
Yeah, the TMs we're riding this year come from Ivan's team. I think PMA leases them from L30.
Yeah, L30 is the Italian factory team.
There's MVD right there.
What class is this?
I don't know. This looks like probably one of the heat races. Yeah, semifinal. Because like, aren't there so many people that have to be able to get into the like unless you're seated as a star biker to get into the race is insane.
It's mind blowing. Like there's the factory pits, which is like what you would think, a couple hundred people, and then you go above that into the amateur pits, and you can't see as far as what the RVs are. Like it's just nothing but a sea of people.
Wow. One of these years, maybe.
It's definitely a dream race. And the year after I think I went, they started doing the street race again.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one I'd like to do more. I think the streets race more, but then this racetrack just looks so cool.
The track was awesome, but we kind of walked or drove a little bit, I guess, the
street track.
The street, yeah, and that was insane.
But oh hell yeah, boys! We've been going for a while. You want to shut it down?
Yeah, let's call it.
Well, thanks for coming on, Brady, Timmy. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
So when is everybody here planning on going to NAS?
Get NAS?
Yeah,
yes.
I'm on it, so it should be sick.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
I definitely am.
Johnny Banks qualified for pro lights and amateur somehow.
Hell yeah.
Increasing.
What happens when you go to 2 different qualifiers?
I don't know the lights. So.
Yeah, because he rode Archie's 250 in Colorado, so he just hopped in the lights.